The en4cer. This has been used in Clint Eastwood and Jet Li films. It's been given to the names of trucks and motorbikes, hard-hitting computer games, and it's associated with tough testosterone-driven images. So what else could possibly be done with the name en4cer? Well, Webley think they should spell it with a number and attach it to an all-black military-looking PCP. Oh, and it really needs one of those action film voiceovers.
The Webley en4cer 12.
Hello and welcome to AAR On Air. We pride ourselves here in trying to bring you a mixed bag of what is available from the airgun scene. And today we have a pretty striking looking gun which has more trick bits than you would expect from this price range. So let's get straight into it. This is a 2.2 12-shot PCP which makes no excuses for its military styling. And whilst it isn't a replica such as the single shot break barrel options that are out there at the moment, like the M4, etc., it does carry over a lot of features of the AR-15 type assault rifles. So let's take a closer look. For once, let's look at the back first, because that rear stock is not only cool looking and great fun, but also very adjustable, robust and serviceable. It has a rubberized butt pad, adjustable heavy grade plastic cheek piece, and squeeze and slide adjustment to the length of the stock, making it shorter for transporting but quickly extended for immediate use. The plastics also make it lightweight and serviceable in case of any knocks. The plastic continues along the rest of the gun stock, and whilst it isn't the same quality as the ballistic polymer used on, say, the HW110 or the FX Wildcat, it is pretty good and feels well capable of standing the test of time. This stock incorporates the grip and trigger guard and is then shaped and stippled for the front grip, and it also houses the oversized 425cc air cylinder at the front, which maxes out at a 200 bar, and this should be good for some serious amount of shots in this sub 12 foot-pound UK version. It's also big enough to give you a darn good workout with a pump, certainly if you tried to fill it from empty. So unless you want to look like Mr. Muscle, I would suggest topping it up on a regular basis, or better still, use a tank. Filling this cylinder is done via the filler point underneath the rifle and is nicely recessed away along with the filler gauge. Under the tank is a weaver rail for usual toys, but this also comes supplied with a front grip, which turns into a very useful bipod. Again, another military idea which would prove to be very useful out in the field. The trigger is a 2-stage item, and I found to be perfectly adequate straight out of the box. When I say box, I should say straight out of the provided Hardcase, because this comes with a rather nice designed case. And whilst it isn't the super hard daystate type, when it's closed up, it is perfectly rigid and strong. The catches take a little getting used to, and there is a little bit of flexibility in the material when it's open. But you don't carry it open, do you? And talking about carrying it, the handle design is really quite neat. Anyway, back to the gun. Amazingly enough, they've even fitted a side lever action to this, which I found to be a joy to use and is very reminiscent of much more expensive guns. There is a very sure-footed safety catch which feels a la Viroc, And again, quality. Loading the gun is via the 12-round magazine, as used in many other Webley rifles, and 2 are supplied along with a single-shot tray. Loading the magazines can be a little fiddly when you first use them. It involves turning the front cover all the way around to load the first pellet, then working your way back round to the beginning. It works, and it did work faultlessly whilst I had it, but I sometimes feel this idea is a little overkill, and I don't see the need for such a complicated magazine. The top rail is made to look like a larger Weaver rail, but it is in fact a Picatinny rail. The barrel is shrouded and is classed as Webley's quantum silencer. It is pretty quiet, but also has a thread on the end to add a further silencer or moderator, and that makes it super quiet. Again, another nice touch. Let's take a look at the target work then. These were shot out over 40 metres on a pretty calm day. Not too shabby then. Whilst it isn't a HFT pellet on pellet result, it is more than capable of shooting pennies at that distance and consistently. To sum up, this gun costs £530 UK and comes complete with its own case, filler probe, bipod grip, 2 magazines, single shot tray. All that makes it pretty good value for money. It's classed as full power in the UK, which is sub 12 foot-pounds, has a great military look and feel to it, which may or may not be your thing, but it is definitely durable and can be taken out into the field without worrying about any possibility of scuffs. It really does represent good value for money, and is an example of a budget gun mixing it with the big guys.